Will be playing as the Lost Vikings, a Thorough Angel on ETC, the Cowmaster himself, Bakery on Brightwing, Snitch playing Kael'thas, and Zarmony on Muradin. Their opponents, Cloud9, with Dunktrain playing as Uther, Fan on Abathur, iDream playing Sonya, K1 Pro going to be on Vala, and King Caffeine on his legendary Leoric. They're dancing, they're feeling good, they're one game away from being the world champions.
And Team Dignitas will try and stop them and try and equalize this. It is a tall order to rise to the challenge to try and come back from a 0-2 deficit, but it has been done before in esports. And it is the most damnedest feeling as the one who was ahead 2-0 to come back to a 2-3. Let's wait and see what happens. Toxic Nest starting to reveal the intentions here of Team Dignitas, and they will disperse to the top lane. All three Vikings notably going to the top lane for now.
Now, I just want to point something out. In the Americas Championship, Tempo Storm was up 2-0 versus Cloud9, and Cloud9 pulled out the reverse sweep. So this is something that is still very possible in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, comebacks are very definitely possible.
6.5 out of 10 though, right?
I'm so glad you said it. I almost, I didn't want to. So the Vikings are not splitting up yet, and you may wonder why. There used to be this cheese about 2 to 3 weeks after Vikings came out. You would put a Viking in the top lane, you would put one in the mid lane, and you would put one somewhere in between to try and cover the slack if anyone got taken out. And you would have an immediate push of 4 heroes upon the enemy tower. However, as cheeses usually do, they eventually get countered. And for now, we'll probably see a Viking split just as the first objective will spawn.
Oh, but a lot of damage there. Dunktrain taking critical damage. The Sturning on with a stun managed to get Zarmony very low. So a nice play there. Just good crisis control.
Yeah, nice save there by Abathur. And Dunktrain will be able to get out. Athero being zoned out by Sonya. First seeds going to Cloud9.
Yeah, so they actually put so much emphasis on trying to get a kill. They didn't succeed in doing so, and they had to then concede their position over these auxiliary camps, just collecting the 34 seeds in favor of Cloud9 right now.
Yes, exactly. Every move you make is an investment. You can always be doing a few different things. When you go for a kill and you don't get it, you're giving away something else. So every successful defense for Cloud9 is a small advantage.
All right, well, they're looking to engage upon Dignitas here. We're currently working on this bottom Plantera. Caffeine in the front will just get out of there with that Wraith Walk.
And Baylock with the explosive attacks will get taken out by K1 Pro. First blood.
He turned around just for one moment, and that's all it takes. This is, in fact, a multi-shot Vala build, so even without the Hungering Arrow build, it was able to get that early kill.
Abathur is getting tickled at the top lane by one of the Vikings. But he's not too afraid, he's got the Zipian and he will be driving Olaf off. In the meantime, the melee continues here in the bottom lane next to that plant. If all the seeds can be captured by Team Cloud9, they will be getting a plant terror very early on. Dignitas does not want that to happen.
52 to 28 at this point for the seed count. Cloud9 keeping up with the soak of the Lost Vikings. That is a crucial thing to think about. Usually when you see these strong out fights, it's unbeneficial, but the stun going out. Dunktrain gets secluded and blown up early in this fight. Athero, low himself, will be able to back away.
Yeah, the power slide face melt combination with the gravity lapse proved to be too much for Dunktrain. He will be coming back right here. He's on his way already. In the meantime, the battle of experience soaking continues between Abathur and the Lost Vikings.
Oh, Eric does end up falling. Sonya gets a kill in the mid lane, so it's experience they could lose out on, but it's a lot of seeds dropping. King Caffeine hit by the power slide. I don't know if he can get out of this one, Grubby. Very low, but the Abathur hat making a huge difference. Bakery, one hit away. And a beautiful hit right there.
K1 Pro with the kills here, taking down 2 Vikings already and Brightwing as well. In the meantime, Sonya, iDream, he pays the price for his deep chase and will get taken out as well. A more even split now. It looks like the cake was taken more primarily by Team Dignitas, who now have a 55 versus 65. 60 seeds remain on the map, and they're congregated in that top Plantera.
Correct. I mean, every night phase awards 180 seeds, so only one team can get a Plantera for that first night guaranteed.
And they're starting to fight over that now. There's a very monomaniacal focus here on taking out those seeds, as there's just 2 heroes who can take care of all the XP by themselves. Fan, gonna be thrown with bananas.
Bananas aren't enough to take out that slug today. He will be able to stay alive for the time being, but Cloud9, they're really posturing to take the rest of these seeds. They can see the seeds being collected. Dignitas should be responding. Brightwing has spaceships with global presence. They can leave that Viking in the bottom lane. Not crucial to have them for the situation, but they need that spaceship here and now. DRD will lose that Viking. Nope, just barely slipping out. Dreamlow himself, one more hit, does go down.
iDream caught out by himself. Once again, that combination from ETC Kel'Thas, which is so powerful. Zarmony coming there with the backup support. The seeds go to Team Dignitas. Athero Angel gets away. King Caffeine in hot pursuit.
But it's not enough damage. Athero will be able to escape the polymorph just in time. And now Caffeine is a bit far forward, trying to exchange here. Zarmony manages to get behind his wall. A nice stun, so Brightwing goes down. But it is still going to be a plant terror in favor of Team Dignitas.
Annoying little multi-shot there from K1 Pro, cancelling Athero Angel's ETC escape there, Hearthstone. And we do have seeds taken by Team Dignitas. Oh, a little bit of miscontrol there from Balog, as iDream says, yes, thank you. I will take that free kill with relish. And now the Vikings are starting to portal back. That Balog couldn't move, by the way, because the other 2 were hardstoning back for the plant, and he didn't want to have to cancel it. I guess he could have chosen to cancel it, but then the other 2 Vikings would not be able to take the plant yet. He would miss a little bit of timing.
Now, of course, that's one of the greatest powers of Lost Vikings here on Garden of Terror. The fact that you can throw just one of them into the driver's seat of the Terror, while the other 2 split, soak, or battle across the map.
Right. And they're starting to do just that now as the plant terror is pushing through the middle. iDream preventing with the help of that toxicness.
Leoric does end up falling in the top lane to Brightwing, Kel'Thas, and ETC, so still a nice trade here. It's losing a Viking and trading at Leoric, well worth it.
And now you see the power of the Vikings coming to into full effect, with Vikings soaking the bottom lane. iDream not happy with it, pushing with the Sonya at the bottom against that Viking, but we have a massive push coming in here. The plant terror is so healthy still. 50 seconds remain.
Yeah, you mentioned the bottom push. Balog did end up falling, so Sonya is pushing alone, trying to equalize this. 11-11. Both teams have picked up their heroics. This game, it's going to be March of the Black King instead of the Entomb, because of how much extra health you can get by hitting those extra bodies, the Lost Vikings.
Exactly. Fan there now on the evolution, doing a little bit of damage on Snitch there, on the Kel'Thas. And the push continues. King Caffeine taking a lot of heat here, using the Heart and Bones Wraith Walk to get away without taking lethal damage. Abathur in the middle, contesting the XP. There we go with the March of the Black King, going to full life.
Yeah, but in the Strafe doing a fair amount of damage as well. Brightwing looking for that polymorph, not able to connect it. The Garden Terror did do more than enough damage and took out the top for it, but iDream able to trade that out effectively.
Yeah, really well done by Cloud9, using Sonya there in the bottom push to effectively achieve the same result as the Plant Terror did. And now look at that. For the next night, 4 seeds for Team Dignitas and 76 for Cloud9. Experience is equal, even though Vikings are supposed to be somewhat better at soaking XP than Abathur. I would say Cloud9 did very well in the first 8 minutes of this game.
Yeah, rather impressive just with the rotations, their ability to make sure they manage that soak accordingly against their opponents. It's really dead even, just like the last 2 games.
As the calm before the storm starts to happen here in this phase, they're starting to capture some mercenary camps, setting the stage for distractions, which can help to secure assassination gank attempts on the enemy heroes. Anytime someone is clearing a merc camp from the opponent, they're giving information to the opponent as to their whereabouts. And that gives them a lot of control on the map. Now plant terrors are starting to spawn again here, seeds up for the taking.
And they're just going to start collecting them in the top portion of the map. Now, 76 were remaining after the first night phase, so Cloud9 are pretty much guaranteed a plant terror of their own. You can see it's already growing, but they don't want to give up the rest of the seeds that exist on the battleground. So you should see them just go down and pressure the side of Team Dignitas to try to deny a plant terror of their own. And ADRD getting very low, ends up losing Eric in that situation. So 1 Viking down, Wraithwalk out for King Caffeine, able to stay alive.
Yeah, he's so good on that Leoric, always knowing exactly when to use his Wraithwalk to get away and sacrificing himself when necessary. Planter has been taken by Sonya.
Yeah, but this is a situation where, honestly, they're not collecting any seeds. And by having a plant terror and forcing Dignitas to respond to you in any lane at all, it's a win because they're not collecting seeds.
Right, they could get all the next seeds. So, King Caffeine getting taken out here. Will not have time to use his Wraithwalk, and that's a kill.
A beautiful play there by Dignitas, taking off King Caffeine, but that's Leoric. He will respond much quicker than any of the other heroes on that team. So if there's anyone to lose, it's definitely Leoric. Bakery, phase shifting to the top part of the map. They want to make sure they can collect as many seeds as possible, just playing defensively and making sure Snitch does not end up falling here.
Yeah, this is a smart choice to take this plant at least, not focusing all their efforts on defense, because Cloud9 taking the bottom plant will have 69 seeds, and if they had taken the top as well, it would be one of those funny situations where you have double plants being taken by a single team during a night phase, and that's not something that Team Dignitas is want to have to go up against.
Now they're using the Garden Terror to try to buy time. Idrian is just stalling as long as he can to deny them the pickup of Terror of their own. That Garden Terror does just much more than out. They're looking for a fight. Polymorph goes off, but they're able to slip away. A beautiful power slide getting back, and again, we have to watch for that ping. Oh no, Kael'thas going down. The huge strike doing too much damage. A Thorough is going to fall as well. Dunk Train might fall here. No, they're backing away. The Vikings getting torn apart. The clone of Fan with that Drain Hope. Not quite enough for the kill, but Zarmany, he is all alone in the back.
Yeah, the 5-mile race to take out Snitch there on the Kael'thas. That was a very long pursuit, ending in success, getting ETC as well. And there we go, Zarmany. Where are my friends?
King Caffeine predicted exactly where the Dwarf Toss would go, and the Skeletal Swing seals the deal. Not only does Cloud9 deny the seeds, but they deny the plant terror that Dignitas would have picked up.
And more importantly also, they were falling behind in experience points as well. They were about half a level ahead. Now they're leading again, and we all know how important it is to get to level 20 before your opponent with those Storm tier talents. As of yet, a very eventful game, but still 5 forts on Cloud9 side against 4 on Team Dignitas' side.
All right, several mercenary camps are available. Seeds 69 to 91. So there's quite a, it's quite even in that regard, but seriously, just one camp of those Shamblers will award a plant terror to Dignitas when the next night phase starts. ADRD might lose Eric here, but no, the defense is there from Snitch and Zarmany.
In the meantime, in the middle, Uther and Vala starting to push in the middle there against ETC, Brightwing and Kael'thas. They need to be careful. Uther getting power slided. There we go with the face melt. Doesn't have the increased knockback though. At level 7 he took follow through to add more damage. And Thero Angel did. Anytime after an ability he will hit for bonus 40% damage with his auto attack.
Wow, a lot of damage taken by King Caffeine there, but we see the clone of Fan going in. Balog falls early in the battle, but a huge mosh pit going off Divine Shield to try to free up iDream, but King Caffeine will end up falling. We do see Longbow Raid expiring, Strafe doing critical damage, shredding through the low health bars of the Lost Vikings, and 2 of them have now fallen. Bakery and Thorough up by their wall, but no, it's Zarmany. The Ancient Spear connects, and Dwarf heals from Brightwing, keeping him up. Slam does not connect, and Zarmany manages to slip away, but Bakery with Ice Block not going to be so lucky. Zarmany needs to step forward for the blink kill. No, Snitch is the one that's there in time, and Bakery manages to revive somehow.
Wow, what an escape. The jigsaw puzzle fit together with that ice block, buying time for another charge of Blink Heal, and not going on the Murden, who was zoned out behind his own gate already, but instead help coming from the least expected side. Kael'thas on Snitch there, coming from the north side.
Beautiful play, just great teamwork. When you realize that your support's in a bad spot, Ice Block can buy the time you need for that Blink Heal charge to regenerate, and then you can just go to that ally slipping away. I can't believe you survived, and just very well played here by Dignitas.
Thero Angel not happy about this cap steal, moving in 1 versus 4, not sure that's a good idea.
This is a tight spot to be in. Thero Angel will end up falling this time, and Cloud9, they are gonna push down this top lane.
Now that was not a rational move. The Siege Giant, sure, they're nice, they're important, they're adding push power, but that was just pure emotion speaking. I said it already, not happy about that happening, and he moved in 1 versus 5,
no, Zarmany,
and this could be disastrous.
Yes, he has to Dwarf Toss away. If you get caught out here, they could look for a death push. Now, if you lose 1 hero, that's going to signal, just a little bit more aggression, but playing safely like they are, they will be able to survive.
All right, ADRD pushing in there with that level 1 explosive attacks talent, doing double damage against everything that is not an enemy hero. Very cool picks on his talents as well on Olaf, going for the Burning Olaf at level 13 and Large and in Charge at 16, going for the 1 second stun every, I believe, 8 seconds or so when he uses his charge. So adding a little bit more control to the battlefield with his auto attack heroes.
Okay, the next night phase is here. Those seeds being picked up. We will see the plant terror grow on the side of Dignitas, but Cloud9 have a little bit more work to do. Just one more seed, and they'll pick that up here from this Garden Terror.
And there we go, plants growing for both teams. We have a half-level lead here for Team Cloud9, and they're also ahead 2 forts.
Half-level lead, but that's 19 to 20. So if there's any time to have a half-level lead, it is right now. Having the Storm Talents can give you those big windows to initiate on your opponents.
And are they going to do just that? They're not quite there yet. Top plant is being taken. I can expect Team Dignitas to pull away really quickly. We've got a plant terror converging on their position. iDream moving in with the Sonya Dart, trying to buy time. Did he make a mistake?
Oh no, a beautiful mosh pit goes off, but Divine Shield is even better, getting Dream out of a bad spot. Now Zarmany is the one that has to dwarf toss away. Plant Terror has made its path clear. It wants blood, and it is marching forward towards Team Dignitas, currently clumped up in this little spot.
Oh, some very close moves there. K1 Pro coming in with the flank, with the multi-shot, with the frost shot, trying to slow them down. Then face melt being used to dodge the Hammer of Justice from Uther. They managed to do a getaway, but this is that moment you were talking about. Level 20 versus 19.7. That's a guaranteed keep, and who knows what happens after that.
It's going to be a hard defense. They do not have mosh pit. That's the best thing they can hope for, but this keep is falling like nothing. ADRD trying to get the split push. I do not know if this is the right call. Now they're spending 1 Viking to do this. It means no longboat raid. They'll get a lot of damage done. Abathur actually sneaking by that Garden Terror in the bottom lane.
All right, it looks like Cloud9 is not happy about this plant terror pushing. If they can get a keep out of that, they want a Hearthstone. It's up to Team Dignitas now to try and either cancel a Hearthstone or say, okay, we'll just defend the plant. However, that would be a little bit risky. They can go and try and cancel a Hearthstone. They might be walking into a trap.
Ooh, a nice Queen's Curse from Caffeine, but the Gravity Lapse over the wall will stall him out. Of course, those stuns don't last quite as long on the massive objects like Plant Terrors and Dragon Knights.
All right, ADRD's plant is getting taken down. One more Plant Terror overgrowth there, running away with Olaf, not using his go ability yet, which is his substitute for a mount. And King Caffeine is like, well, I'm Leoric. Even if I die, it doesn't matter that much. I prefer to get a little bit more push power here.
That full Leoric, and yeah, it's going to tear through those towers. That's 1300 XP they just picked up. 20 to 20 at this point, so they do have their Storm Talents, but King Caffeine is a bit alone right now. Dunk Train actually taking a lot of damage himself on the left side. This is a very spread out team fight, but the Lost Vikings will be the ones that get shredded apart.
When the boat gets killed before its duration, every Viking will be stunned. So they were pretty much ducks in a barrel, and that's a full hero kill here for Team Cloud9. As it's a 5 versus 4, Abathur pushing that top lane in. We've got 1 keep advantage already for Cloud9. Keep in mind, this is the match point. If Cloud9 takes this, they will crown themselves the BlizzCon World Championship.
They will not only be crowned the BlizzCon World Champions, they're the best team in the world at that point, Grubby.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
And they want to have the right to call themselves that. Team Dignitas, they're treading water right now.
They are.
They're trying to keep alive here and hoping for a miraculous comeback. Momentum is against them, both in the match score as well as the way this game is going.
But what they do have going for them is they still have 2 of their keeps, so it's far from over. They have the ability to soak well, but Zarmany, getting pressured heavily, does manage to dwarf toss away. Now, they just kind of want to stall out, wait for the next night phase, pick up that plant terror. They just had a decent trade in the bottom lane, doing a fair amount of damage, but in the end, the Vikings were pressured too much, and they all ended up dying.
And they're back now, half-life keep in the middle. We've got plants spawning again in about 10 seconds or so, and the mad scurry for the Easter eggs will continue once again as both teams will be trying to get as many as possible. We've got mercenary camp pushes in abundance for Team Cloud9. They have some of the best mercenary camp capping timings I've ever seen. And we've got 2 camps pushing in now. That's a bit of a concern there for Team Dignitas as they're trying to contend with these seeds.
Oh, a beautiful juke there by King Caffeine, but he is pinned in the bottom, grabbing up, locking him in place, and he does get blown up here by Dignitas. This is the start of a night phase. So they are now 4v5 for, in theory, 55 seconds. Of course, Leoric cheats those rules, but this is a great spot for them to catch up in that seed count and grab themselves a Garden Terror.
Yeah, I do believe he has that Consume Vitality, which brings him back much quicker as well. He's about 30 seconds out or so, trying to stay near, giving vision. This is free scouting for Team Cloud9, and they're starting to move in. Where are they going? Are they going to go for a backstab? Snitch with the flank on his own team. They've cleared that plan. Plant will be coming out for both, and this is going to be one of the most impactful moments of the game thus far.
This is scary. We're looking at the 20-minute marker with plant terrors on both sides. Top lane completely pushed out with bruisers and catapults, forcing Dignitas to defend. This is Cloud9's signal to even up that seed count again, picking this up. Underneath that plant terror that's ready, they will have about 60 seeds each, and that's really going to set the stage going in to possibly the final push.
Yeah, there could be a final push, which is the second one, or this one could decide everything. There's a huge team fight emphasis as this is coming out.
They're stalling out, grabbing the plant terror as long as they can. They know this plant terror is going to be used defensively. ADRD not looking to make something happen, they're looking to survive.
And there we go, as we see this kind of wild, wild west. Who will draw their gun first as they're trying to go for a show-off. Not wanting to move on too quickly, too rapidly, because that Spore Queen's Curse polymorphs anyone for 2.5 seconds. Eric!
Yeah, that's
taken down for now.
One Viking down, one Viking in the terror. And Balog roaming around the back lines almost just as a scouting ward. A huge wave of minions in the bottom. Abathur gonna put the pressure there. The longer they stall, this is gonna be massive damage under this middle keep, and Abathur doing a lot in the bottom as well.
Pushing in here, 30% life left on that keep. The tension is too high.
Murden keeps trying to go down to the bottom lane to try to clean up that wave, but he's just not afforded the opportunity to do that. Mid keep, again, Overgrowth is just doing enough. Even if they destroy it immediately, it's gonna do a little bit of damage, and they still have 45 seconds on the duration of this terror.
Yeah, we've got Bakery taking that role now, defending with Brightwing, thinking he can pop in anytime when needed. Keep in mind there's a few seconds delay, so he can't wait too long with that. Keep goes down.
The middle keep has fallen. 2 keeps down on the side of Dignitas. Cloud9 can almost taste victory, but they still need to be cautious here. If they lose a team fight, it could spell disaster for them.
Fan there, sneaky Abathur pushing from the top as well. Starting to pop in now with the symbiote on iDream.
Oh, the strafe, the polymorph goes off. Dream pops that heart and shield. Poly used once again, but they're not able to get a Thera. He can't beat the poly on him. Not enough. iDream is quite low in the back, has to step away from the Queen's Curse. No one has fallen at this point. I do not believe it. And ADRD in the front hits the Queen's Curse onto Mark, and King Caffeine loses his life.
King Caffeine was slaying those warriors. Ethereal Angel and Zarmony had to pull away from the combined onslaught of the backline, and as well as the Spectral Leech and the crushing hope that Lyric is putting out. He is a tank killer this game, but a nice disengage from Zarmony and Ethereal meant that they stayed alive. They took down King Caffeine. He will be coming back soon, but this is giving some breathing room.
And yeah, they kept that keep alive, and that is like a huge, weight off their shoulders. They still have one lane they don't have to worry about quite as much as the other two, and with Abathur on top of it, it is a huge pressure.
Very true. Now Cloud9 starting to push in here once again. King Caffeine is back.
Okay, he's in the front, throwing out whatever he can, but the stuns seem plentiful. Zarmony backing away, Strafe hitting 3 members for almost its full duration, but it's not enough to really take anyone out.
King Caffeine getting Gravity Lab, starting to run away there. Taking a lot of damage, but he made his getaway. Zarmony moving in, stealing the cap. iDream, is he going to get caught here? Divine Shield is still available. Heart and Shield comes out.
Yeah, they're staying alive. We do see Ancient Spirit used defensively to just escape from the Gravity Labs. Has been expended, did not connect, but King Caffeine, he's a bit of a bad spot. Wraithwalk just barely getting him out. The Living Bomb, not quite enough for the kill here, so they do survive, but Sonya and Abathur are collecting seeds. They're looking for another planetary. The moment they can get it, they're going to look for a death push, Grubby.
Uh-oh, iDream, he's by himself. Murden in hot pursuit, Snitch coming in as well.
All right, we see Abathur has moved to the bottom. He's got that. iDream will just barely try to escape. Does end up falling. That's a big move for Dignitas, but they're still not out of harm's way yet. Still just 19 seed needed for Cloud9.
If the map is neutral and you take down Sonya, great. You're starting to push your advantage. 5 versus 4, looking for engagements. But this is not a neutral map. It's heavily dominated by Cloud9 with that Abathur, with all the Merc camps. And it's all Dignitas can do just to keep their head above the water. Starting to chase King Caffeine now. Wraithwalk has been used. Nope, they don't want to waste their time. starting to take down the plant. And a plant is coming out for Cloud9.
Yeah, the plant is ready and has just grown. Abathur is pushing that top lane with the catapults, so that means they need to be very wary of the shield on their core because it will start to take damage if they don't defend. And King Caffeine is going full Leorki style, pushing with these giants to take out the final remaining keep of Team Dignitas.
Now we see a delay in the capture of the plant terror in the home base of Cloud9. There's multiple reasons for it. One is they still want to capture some camps. Two, I Dream on Sonya is still coming back.
What a risky place to start.
It's okay, he'll be back soon.
Just like a commercial break, King Caffeine, he dies and he comes back after a short moment.
Yeah, I have a bit of a deja vu here, but you know what? It's working out. He's buying time. Abathur is still pushing in. Sonya now capturing the plant, and I do believe by the time that the plant will arrive, Leoric will be almost back again.
Well, Leoric, just
push.
about 15 seconds till he's back up. The timer lies to you. Don't read that. I Dream is in his Plantera respectively trying to make something happen. Abathur pushing out that top lane. Lost Vikings going to try to scout him, but with the mercenaries making their way down, they will be thwarted in their approach. And Abathur has now repositioned to the bottom lane. Cloud9 looking to seal the deal and become the first champions, but this is going to be the hardest defense of Dignitas' life.
Oh, they're going for it. Plantera overgrowth, disabling the core, doing damage. King Caffeine hitting it with all he's got.
And they're starting to hammer away the mosh pit, connecting on 3 targets, but there is no follow-up. Dump Train gets Polymorph. The blow-up is just barely enough, but he's now in his Ghost form. The core has lost its shield. The Plantera is very low, 80% health. Cloud9 is so close to victory. I think they